So 95% of the colorblind community are men, with 98% of those being red-green deficient. So common questions I get all the time are, how do the genetics of color blindness work? What are the odds of maybe my children having color blindness? And why does a colorblind person think peanut butter is green? Let's focus in. So let's go over the genetics first. Why 1 in 12 males are colorblind and only 1 in 200 females are colorblind. Color blindness is an X-linked recessive trait, meaning that it's passed down through the X chromosome, with females having 2 X chromosomes and males having 1 X and 1 Y chromosome. So let's break this down, going over a few scenarios using this chart. If the father is colorblind, meaning that his X chromosome does have the color blindness gene, and he has children with a woman that does not have the color blindness gene, meaning both X chromosomes do not have the gene, then there's a 0% chance that a son will have color blindness, and 0% chance that a daughter will be colorblind. But there is a 100% chance that their daughter will carry the X chromosome color blindness gene. So because the color blindness gene is recessive, because the daughters get one of their X chromosomes from the mother that does not have the color blindness gene, that will take over and dominate, and they will not be colorblind. But they can pass that X chromosome down with the color blindness gene to their children. Now, if we flip that scenario where the mother is a carrier for color blindness, that means one of her X chromosomes does have the gene and the father is not colorblind, then the chance of having a son being colorblind is 50%. But the chance of having a daughter that's colorblind is 0%, but a 50% chance of passing that carrier gene onto the daughter. Now, with the scenario of where the father is colorblind and the mother is a carrier of the gene, one of her X chromosomes is carrying the gene, then their sons will have a 50% chance of being colorblind, and their daughters will have a 100% chance of carrying the gene and a 50% chance of being colorblind. They'll get one X chromosome from the father and the possibility of getting that X chromosome with the color blindness gene from the mother. Now let's say the mother is colorblind. Both X chromosomes have the color blindness gene and the father is not colorblind. There's a 100% chance that the sons will be colorblind, and a 100% chance that the daughters will be carriers of the color blindness gene but will not be colorblind. Then in the rare case that the mother and father are colorblind, then there's a 100% chance that the sons and daughters, everybody in that family, will be colorblind. Now, like I said, 98% of people that have color blindness have a form of red-green deficiency. Now, I personally don't like the word color blindness. It automatically makes you think that maybe that person can't see any colors or can't see any certain colors. It's really more of a color vision deficiency, where certain hues of red and green might overlap each other. Maybe they're not as distinguishable as people that are not colorblind or don't have a color deficiency. Now, how does color vision and color blindness actually work? Now, you may have heard of blue, green, and red cones. These are cells in the back of the eye on the retina that actually can detect color. Blue, green, red. Now, these individual cells actually have a broader detection, and they actually go by S cone, which is for short wavelength cones, that is more of the bluish colors. And then there's the M cone, that's more medium wavelength, greenish colors, and L cone, long wavelength, more reddish colors. Now, in someone that has perfect color vision, this is trichromatic vision, or they have trichromacy. Now, likely, statistically speaking, if you have a color deficiency, you likely have anomalous trichromacy, where one of these cones, usually the green or the red or the M and L cone, are not working properly. One possibility is an issue with the L cone. This is responsible for more red colors. This is called protanomaly, or a red deficiency. And this is where the sensitivity area is actually shifted closer to the M cones, which makes it harder for those different cones to distinguish the two different colors, which means it blends the hues of those colors together, making it difficult to distinguish. And then there's a person that might have more of a deficiency with the M cone or the green colors. This is more of a green deficiency called deuteranomaly, and this is where the sensitivity area of the M cone shifts more towards the red, meaning those hues get more blurred or difficult to distinguish, meaning that person might see reds well, but more greens are confused with reds. And this is the reason why some people might see peanut butter as being a shade of green, because their green M cone is shifted a little bit towards the sensitivity in the L cone, the red colors. Then some of that shades of golden brown peanut butter color might look the same hue or shade as some green colors that they see. Now, this version of color vision deficiency due to anomaly is definitely the more common one to have, where you have less sensitivity in the M cone or the green colors. Now, definitely the one that is more rare is where you can have an issue with the S cone. This is called trichromacy, where the S sensitivity wavelength is actually shifted more towards the green and maybe a little bit in the red. This is someone that will have difficulty with blues and yellows. Now, super rare for this to be genetically passed down. Usually this is an acquired color deficiency, usually with a disease or maybe a toxicity. Now, there are more severe types of color vision deficiencies where somebody might just be completely missing one of the cones, and this person would have dichromatic vision. Instead of trichromatic vision, they're dichromatic, or they have dichromacy. And the names for these are protanopia, deuteranopia, or tritanopia, depending on which cone they're missing. Now, like I said, by far, color vision deficiencies are an inherited trait, genetically passed down, but it is possible to acquire a color vision deficiency. And this can be red, green, or blue, yellow deficiencies, and usually is caused by an eye disease or toxicity. Now, I am planning on doing a full video about color vision and certain eye conditions that can affect certain colors, and when I have that done, I'll put the link in the description if you want to check that out. But usually with an acquired color vision deficiency, it usually happens more in one eye over the other one, and it can just happen in one eye where it's just unilateral. Usually if it's an inherited color vision deficiency, it's usually in both eyes. So if you are someone that feels like your color vision might be changing, one eye maybe has a different hue of colors than the other one, and you feel like that is changing over time, you definitely want to go into your eye doctor and get your eyes checked. Now, there certainly is different color vision testings where you can have screenings to find out if you have a color vision deficiency, more in detail or more in-depth testing that you can do to find out what kind of color vision deficiency you might have, and also genetic testing to find out if maybe you are a carrier of the gene. So, question for you in the comments: do you have a color vision deficiency? Do you know what type of deficiency you have? Are you a carrier for the gene? Very curious to hear the answers. Let me know. Hopefully this helped. Stay focused.